And we're back. And we've just passed through the ashy realm of a big white heart. And made it to the bone zone. So yeah, you reach. I mean, you smell the bone zone before you reach it, right? Like it's got that smell of like. That's a terrible sentence. Emily says that's a terrible sentence.
I agree with Emily because we heard.
Tell her about the flesh auger.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Flesh auger is also bad. Words. Yep. I
feel so called out.
But yeah, you smell the like scent of like old mud and and like rotting wet corpses and things long before you lay eyes on like bones poking out of uniforms and grey earth starting to be taken over by by greenery. There's as seeds from trees and grasses around take hold in the muddy floor, and yet this area is littered with bodies and giant stones that appear to have fallen out of the sky, making craters around them. And off to one side, is the river. The river still has like a whole bunch of like reeds and things growing up through the middle of it because that's how young this movement is, right? Like the reeds and things that were growing alongside the river are now just growing up through it. It's just idled across to another part of shallow land.
I think as we enter this dark and foreboding place,
yeah, it is like evening by this point, I think.
You hear Ike under her breath say, "This is just like the place Father forbade me from going to."
Everything the light touches.
Keep that Disney.
I was going to say that
rolling.
Father forbade you from the bone zone.
At least until you're married.
Until a man bests me in combat.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's dark, I think Bells is walking around erecting sacred charms to make a campsite safe.
Sounds good. Are you leading the camp making?
I think so, assuming everybody else is okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I assume we don't have a lot of time left in the day.
You don't, no.
Is everyone chowing down?
Yes.
I am definitely chowing down.
Chowing down in the bone zone.
God damn it.
God damn it, Camet.
God damn it, Camet.
Okay. So rolling with +1, huh? All right.
Yep. That's a 7. Everyone gets a camp action. I don't get to like attack you with monsters or anything.
I would like to help with the camp action by moving all the dead bodies.
Okay.
By collecting them, because I have a plan.
Okay.
I put them in a pile for use tomorrow.
I mean, all of them is gonna take a long time.
Oh, just the ones where the camp is.
Just where the camp is. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that helps.
Yeah, I think that's a help.
Okay, I'm going to reroll that 1.
Sure. That does not make any significant difference to the campability of the place.
Impressive.
Yeah, so everyone has so you settle down and make camp in the like it's not like wet mud anymore, at least, and there's plenty of light from the nearby big fire. Like it's not going to get dark tonight. You are close enough to the chasm that it's going to be like, you know, like when it's like a full moon and you can like read it in by moonlight. It's going to be that, but with the weird purple flame haze.
Is there any smoke from the flame?
No, the smoke, the magic flames do not the magic flames from this do not produce smoke.
For my camp action, I'm gonna try and make some rations.
Sounds good. Scavenging is a good idea.
I'm gonna go catch fish down by the river.
Cool.
I would like to talk to Elsana. I want to know why the deer didn't like Elsana. Like, magic's just magic. Why are you so spooky? I'm a goddamn necromancer.
Perhaps it doesn't like the cold. I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. And you can probably tell that she's withholding something.
Do you want me to eat your brain?
I'd prefer you didn't. I would have to stop you.
Carrie, is there
I'm going to tell you the story about why people from my home didn't like me, and then you might feel like telling me why maybe your magic is not so good.
what's the story, Cammy?
I think I'm trying to remember how it went. I had a very, very sad story. Oh yes. The farm had a farm dog and it got killed by a wolf. And so Henri did a prayer to Horu to resurrect the farm dog, but Horu took her older brother by dropping a tree on him because he was a lumberjack, and people like made that connection very obviously when the zombie dog came back to the farm, and everyone was very upset, and that's why she had to run away to Beta.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why her zombie dog had previously like talked to her as if the dog was her sibling.
Yep.
That's the less bad version of my background. That I came up with like 3 that were varying tiers of not good.
Elsana just nods and doesn't say anything.
But that's active listening, so you do get the XP at least, Cammy.
Yay! And you get an XP.
Yep, and Elsana gets an XP.
Ah, cool. Okay.
I'm assuming that active listening is actually what you're doing for your camp action, Elsana? Because you could just be like, nah, fuck yeah, I want to go like
I want to
get
nap
ration.
again.
I want to nap instead.
No, I'll listen. I just won't. I won't engage in
Yeah,
the conversation.
yeah, active listening, not reciprocation. Cool.
Can I use those philosopher tools to sober up my elementals?
Sober them up?
Yeah, because they got kind of,
Hmm.
all stoned from the river. I have
Yeah.
that wisdom
I'm just
ability.
trying to work out like what does it look like when you do that, and like the thing is, if you do that, you're using up the philosopher's tools, or like one
Yeah.
one weight of them.
Yeah, I know.
And,
I mean,
and there were definitely like,
like
dried
that-
things in there, so it might be like yeah.
This is like natural philosopher, right?
Yeah.
I think there's some
As opposed to
reflective
synthetic.
as opposed to a ethical philosopher.
Yeah.
Or moral philosopher? I can't remember. Anyways, I think
Moral
there's some.
philosopher.
Yeah, I think there are some special prisms, and Bells sets them up so they light onto her shadow elementals. And it sort of purges this mist. So there's probably like she probably has these crystals arranged around her, and then the light shines in, the purple light probably from the weird fire, and then all the elementals snake upwards and exhale a big cloud of this mist into the air.
Cool. Very nice. I love it. Excellent. Well, the night passes uneventfully then. And in the morning, you're like you all wake to the smell of the rotten smell of the river. What do?
I am going to use all of the body bits that I found to make a large amalgamation assistant. So they're not going to be a fighty zombie, they're going to be an assisty zombie, so I can tell them to do useful things.
I wake up to the smell of the river and go, oh! And I walk down to the river and I bathe in order to maintain my quest.
Nicely done. Cool.
Elsana will cause it to start snowing because she feels that she may need that throughout the day.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
Not anger the heart.
Anyway, it's snowing. It's so pleasant and nice. Yeah. Cool. So you're knitting many bodies together into one gigantic horror.
Yes,
Great.
it is of large size. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
So
not
like
huge, it's large.
it's the size of a horse. Yep. So that's neat.
So we can see that the river's redirected here. Which way do we have to redirect it to make it go into the chasm?
So the river, the river branched off right from from where it had previously been, going through the bone zone. If you redirected it so that it went left of where it previously had been, it would basically run into the a chasm at the end where the two statues are.
I am going to instruct my assistant to push dirt around to achieve that goal.
Interesting. All right, let me think about this. Because yeah.
Can I make another zombie in the shape of a spade?
That I might be able to help with, actually.
I'm wondering if this isn't a move together.
Have we got an action each of us can do?
That's the question.
So, at the moment, are we just trying to move the bodies together?
We're trying
No.
to move the dirt.
Oh.
We're trying to redirect the river through manual labor.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a shovel, I can dig. Oh no, wait! I've got adventure gear. I'll spend a thing, and I'll
And have a shovel.
Yeah. I rummage around in my pack and pull out my e-tool.
So I can
Grandfather's e-tool. Never leave home without it.
so I can make sculptures and structures out of ice and snow, so long as there's snow on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how that can be directly useful for this though, because I mean, the snow the snow or ice will melt as soon as the water, or shortly after the water starts flowing.
Yeah, but if you have it there to start with, it'll start carving its path in on its own. So that's
That's a good point. Yeah, I could build up a big kind of barrier kind of thing out of ice.
Yeah. Yep.
Just build it as thick as possible.
Yep.
I had to shovel this whole time.
Oh well, you didn't have to make one out of zombies then.
one of the starting things as a necromancer is a shovel and a needle and thread.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
That is really on brand.
Just go full on ghoul.
So yeah, everyone needs to make a check of some kind. A roll of some kind.
My
It
assistant
can just
check
be
is-
defy danger if you need to be. Yeah, you're rolling an intelligence for yours, aren't you, Cammy?
No, because good help is hard to find.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as this task is probably going to take more time,
Mm-hmm.
is helping to dig going to be con or strength?
Your choice.
I'm going to go with con then, even though my stats are the same for
Yep.
both.
Yeah, and I think I'll be rolling con because like that's what my magic is based on.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I'm summoning an elemental with the forceful tag, and it is going to be what is it? Resentful, and will certainly be hostile later.
Yep.
My assistant is not helpful at all.
Yeah, but on the plus side, well, your assistant wasn't helpful until Ike, like, how does Ike make the zombie assistant be helpful?
Oh well, clearly I'm singing the entrenching song, the song that you sing, so when your soldiers have to dig trenches together. My grandfather taught it to me.
Your grandfather taught you a lot of songs. This is great.
I haven't stated who the other songs were.
Oh,
taught.
okay. Your grandfather taught you something else earlier.
I said that it was my grandfather's entrenching tool.
Oh, that's right. Your entrenching tool, of course. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father was responsible for. My grandfather was somehow important to the orc
Digging.
military. Clearly,
Yep.
The landscaping community.
you know how when you become a soldier, but really you just want to be a landscaper the whole time,
Mhm.
so you make up entrenching songs.
So, let me. So yeah,
So I think because I rolled a 4, it takes a long time, a lot of drooling to fulfill those things. It takes Ike to explain to the zombie how to dig, and then also something happens because there's a giant zombie digging holes. Like that makes sense from the rolls and the fiction.
Yeah. I think you find something in the earth, right? I think the zombie strikes on something, and where am I? All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna refer to this. Just give me one second. Ooh, okay, right. While digging in the earth here, I think you're digging outside a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Like bones, and like at one point you have to lift like a fucking cannon out, and things like that, right? Like there's all sorts of nonsense buried in here, but at one point the zombie like pitches their spade into the mud, and we hear like a dunk, and immediately Bells, one of your elementals, perks up, strains like a dog on a leash towards whatever it is that has been found.
I think she's gonna, this is obviously something weird for her, so she's gonna, walk over and, kind of do the, what is it, boy?
Yeah.
What did you find?
The zombie, the large zombie, monstrosity thing takes a moment, is like confused and is like, do dig again, and just gets shovel and go dunk, and this some of the mud gets shaken off of this helm. It is and you can see it kind of like illuminated by the late sunlight. It's kind of it's rose gold in appearance. And yeah, and yeah, like this, the thing, the zombie like just gets its shovel underneath and just hooks it to the side like it's more dirt, and immediately your elemental is like, ugh! Right, like and yeah, it's like definitely like lusting after this thing. You're muted, Darren.
I was, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go over and pick it up.
Yeah, you realize that it doesn't seem to be casting a shadow.
Bells is going to turn it upside down and look inside it.
It's not dark inside.
And it's empty inside, right?
Yeah. Apart from like some clumps of dirt.
I think she's going to sit cross-legged with it right in front of her, and the elementals, except for the one that's outside, are going to gather around her, and she's going to have a silent conversation with them. I am trying to spout lore about this.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Let's see what that looks like.
Yep. Oh, I actually have this move. Well, on the plus side, experience.
Let me just check what because the version in this one.
Oh, is it different?
I'm just trying to remember. It is. I know that it's different, but I'm not sure what it is. There's no 6. There's no 6 minus for it. So, I mean, it's definitely magical. And it doesn't. And when you ask your elementals, like, is this bad? They're like, no, it's good. It's good. It's helpful. And you're like, what does it do? And they're like, they kind of have that thing where your brain crashes, where you don't have words for a thing. They're like, it does the not thing. It does It does no. It does not me. It does not me. And like, it's like they just don't have a way of talking about it, and it's almost like they're more interested in it than like knowing what it is and desirous of it, more that it's just like a very fascinating thing, so they think it's incredibly interesting, and they're like and one of them, and so yeah, I think that's what you know from that.
Does Elsana sense anything about it, or like does it call to her, or
Not specific. Like it doesn't like call out to you across the way.
I can detect magic.
Yeah. Do you want to cast the detect magic move? Cast the detect magic move. Nicely done. So, what does detect magic say specifically?
One of your senses is briefly attuned to magic. The GM will tell you what here is magical.
The helmet.
Please again?
The helmet is magical.
Is anything else in the area magical?
Oh yeah, like all the bodies and stuff.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. You've detected magic. the helmet. Like a bunch of stuff that's buried here is magical, including the bodies.
I really thought it was better than that.
I suppose it really is more special.
It's a cantrip, right? Like
It's a first level spell as an actual wizard.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, keep digging.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, night rocks around, and and the water is flowing off in the direction that you hoped it would. It'll take a progress to get to the place to see if it's going the right direction. It's going in, but you know that like the chasm is downhill from here, so like water flows to the lowest point, hopefully.
What about magic water?
I don't know.
I think we should camp again and then do the progress tomorrow.
Is that the chasm that had all the doors at the bottom of
Yes.
it? Okay.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Lich can deal with that.
This is what happens when you miss a few sessions.
Gotta
I
pay
think the
attention.
Lich would.
Oh, gotta pay attention to the journals is all I was gonna say.
I think the Lich would rather have a flooded home than a home that is on magical fire. So, we're doing him a favor.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wanted an underwater house or a house that floats on water. So
before we take this next camp, I think we should take our last break, and then we can come back and we can
power through.
because we've only got another 45 minutes or so. So let's take 5 minutes, and then we'll be back in a bit. All right, back soon.